Hello everybody. Well, I do watch quite a bit of Taylor Hansen. His videos are quite good, and he always says, he is one of the people that says, for entertainment purposes only, to cover himself for anything he's going to say, so I'm saying it too, entertainment purposes only. But anyway, I like his take on a lot of things. First, he's a flatty. That's excellent. And also, he breaks down these videos quite like me. The only difference I think we have, we're going to play his video so you can see his opinion. My opinion is just a tiny bit different, but the outcome I think is the same. What they're trying to do to us, all this kind of stuff. But anyway, what it is I watched a video about John Candy that he did, where he's saying that someone else is almost exactly the same as him, but there's 20 odd years difference. And you know, John Candy's been dead quite a long time. The difference I have is that I think they're computer composites. So basically you're watching Scooby-Doo, but they've used photographs instead, and then they can get those photographs to move. And then you get the AI and all those things, and how you can get someone speaking on the side, and then when it speaks to the television it's Trump. But it wasn't Trump, it was just anybody voicing over, making him move, but you believe what you're seeing on the screen is real. My main concern is places like YouTube, the BBC, all the news networks love it. They love this AI. And once you know that that is a bunch of lies, then you know they're lying to you before they've even made the lying video. Because it's incredible. But you see, I've always said this from the Watts case, that what we were looking at was 2D on 2D, but we are 3D into 2D because it's a film. Film is 2D, moving and flat. There's no, yeah, anyway, you get my drift. So what I think is that how they're doing this, and you know, he shows in this video how they can make people younger and older, and all that's done is on a computer system, and it's a picture, it's not a, well anyway, they have problems when they try to make it into their cartoons, and they do have problems because we see it all the time, and they cannot reenact a real thing. It always looks like a computer thing. So this is what I reckon's happening. It's called computer composition. It's using things like photographs and that, and then turning them into little bits of video, or they're bits of video and then manipulating them. They might have taken it from 20 years ago, manipulated it, put it into today's environment, you know, what they're saying, but the video comes from years ago. They don't care. You know, with the Watts case, it was Amy's daughter that noticed that they were in the wrong, they had the wrong haircuts, wrong clothes. She said, that's more like the 2000s. And I realised that they are prepared. They don't care. They make the videos and then they stick them out when they think that they're relevant to their game. They've probably got so many. And they use the same people over and over again because this guy, Hansen, Taylor Hansen, he also says that they're using the same actors. Or actors from, say, Jackass and all these other things. So in itself, is quite incredible. And how they're able to get, he did one on, or I watched one on David Icke, where he's supposed to be in New York, but he isn't really there. He's just put into the scene. And these are the kind of things they do. That's probably what they do. So I said to you, it was like a felt set. You make the background, you put the characters in, and you're doing all the making up. It's not happening naturally. Anyway, this is how they're able to get all the different ages, you know, like someone that looks... So none of these people can be real. None of them. It's all AI and computers. And those that say they see them, well, they must see the actor version. They're not really seeing the real people. Like the one with the ring. There were so many anomalies with that, and even the squib out of his chest. They want us to believe that that's real. You know, we've got past all that. This is probably why they don't like us on the internet. But anyway, I'm going to put his video on because there's a lot of what he says I absolutely agree on. But just maybe how, you know, and they are vampires. He says that they are vampires. That is the whole point. They are vampires. They treat us like vampires. That's why they do autopsies. They should leave the dead alone. They can put you through a body scan and that will show you what you died from. They do not need to cut the body up, but they can't wait to cut a body up and then plump it all back in and then the person gets buried. Oh, I just do not like this system we're in at all. There's just so much wrong with it. But anyway, let's play his little video.
They aren't clones, they aren't replicas, they're not reincarnated. And finally, after 2 years of researching and exploring and digging deep down into the rabbit holes, I figured out what they are. Because they tell us what they are, just in the movies. They're blood-sucking vampires. Blood-sucking vampires that can literally age reduce when they consume, or simply stay youthful when they consume. Stay very youthful. Very, very, very youthful. But like I said, they can also age reduce. You think that's plastic surgery? You see, I've spent the past 2 years exposing all of their fake deaths. And you want to know why they do it? Do you want to know why they do it? That's the question I get most. Why do they do it? Well, they tell us, like I said, in the movies. In modern vampire movies, they fake death to escape suspicion of not aging. It's common in vampire folklore. Kind of like here, staging believable deaths. Modern vampire fiction frequently feature vampires faking their death or disappearing to avoid suspicion. Interesting. Well, I just did a 10-minute video breaking it all down for you, how these vampires, I mean people, like Joe Rogan here, who has the exact same nose as L as Stir Crowley, L as in angel, just happens to have the exact same mark, almost like a scar that was tried to be filled in. Funny how all these people I find seem to have L in their name. Elon, otherwise known as Elon, who just happens to have the exact same scar here as Werner von Braun, the first rocket man, who predicted that a man named Elon would be the first to explore Mars.
There you go. I can't seem to just go to the internet and immediately find what I want, but that picture will do. So you've got 3 stages of this woman. And when they're this old or this old, they can make them look that old again, because it's a cartoony thing that goes on with these composites. But they can move around the colour of their hair, the fat on their face, whether they're getting a double chin, they can take it off, put it on. That's what they're doing. And I just think of Scooby-Doo. Once you realise you're watching Scooby-Doo, it means nothing. Whereas they want it to mean everything. Thanks very much to Taylor Hansen. We're almost there, but we're very, very similar on our beliefs of what is going on and why they're doing it and the whole thing. I mean, it's I'm sure he had those dark moments when he thought, am I really looking at what I'm looking at? Yeah, and you usually find that on your own in the middle of the night and there's no one to talk to and you think, oh my God. So you get that aha moment, and the people who rubbish you, don't you think that we haven't had the aha moment thinking, what? But once you see it, you can't pretend that you haven't. He's seen it, I've seen it. Anyway, thanks for watching. What's your thoughts? We've all seen these pictures, how when they take the picture they're sitting on one thing and by the time the picture goes out it's been totally changed and looks different. So if you can see that they can do that with that, you've got to understand that they can do this with the whole thing and make it up just like they did with the films, with their silly special effects. Yeah, do you get it? They can do it with all this stuff. They can do it with the pretend humans. And just mess with your mind. Just completely mess with your mind. That's what I see. Anyway, thanks for watching again.